Hey, what's up, guys? So today we have a bit of a different video. I have an interview with Coty Carter. He is the author of the Andari Stone, which I reviewed. Thank you for doing this, Coty.
Thank you.
So, first off, for the people that haven't read it, tell us a little bit about what they can expect reading this book.
It's a I call it an epic fantasy. They should expect a plethora of background, a lot of lore, but sprinkled in. I feel like I do a decent amount of job with that because like we've talked before off camera, I hate exposition dumps.
Yes.
So I try to sprinkle that in. So the pacing should be fun.
Yes.
It's not your typical fantasy, I would say. You do have your dwarves and elves and humans, but there's also other characters I try to create and make this world out of. But it's a journey about, I consider, friendship at the base of it all,
Okay.
and what the reader gets out of that may be totally different.
Yeah.
But it was a story I really enjoyed writing.
All right. So you've mentioned before that you're a fan of all forms of storytelling, whether it's books, movies, or even video games.
Mhm.
So what kind of influences? What are some of your biggest influences in kind of all of those realms?
Books. I mean, obviously Lord of the Rings for fantasy, but the Darth Bane trilogy by Drew Karpyshyn was huge for me. Loved that storytelling. It was darker, so I felt like that kind of played into some of the themes that's in this book. Because there are some darker themes, but video games, Witcher,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, Mass Effect, Biggie. Just if it's a good story,
Mm-hmm.
I'll either read it, play it, watch it, whatever it is.
All right. So as you mentioned, you sprinkle a lot of the history that goes on throughout the storyline. How long personally have you been working on this world and this kind of whole story?
Approximately 2014 was when the original thought came into play, and it started with Ephira, which you'll see in the book.
Mhm.
But it all started from her, and so I can't say why. I was at work. I was bored, so I was sitting there like, what would be a good story? And it just kind of evolved from that. And the fun part was actually finding out what happens.
Yeah.
So every time like Ephira, for example, she's there. She has the stone. Well, why does she have it? What is this? And so a lot of the whys and what ifs morphed into creating this world, which I spent several years on, probably about 3 or 4 years strictly world building, just in the back of my mind, because I wasn't really planning on writing a book. It was just this little world I built up.
Yeah.
So,
and over a decade later, now it's in existence.
Finally.
Do you have a plan on how many books this will span?
I have an idea. I don't have a set number because I consider myself a discovery writer. So a lot of the things that I put down on page doesn't actually make the cut. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just writing, and then if it makes sense, it goes in. If it doesn't, like on this one, I had 2 whole chapters that I took out because I couldn't find a place to fit them into the story.
Yeah.
So, and one was this massive, straight from start to finish battle scene with the giants.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
They actually never made it.
All right. Well, yeah. I do like your battle scenes, by the way.
Thank you.
They are very. I could never, with the brief amount of writing I've never been able to do a good battle action scene. So yours, you do very well.
Thank you.
Very well in those. And that's somewhat kind of is going to lead into my next question, what you were just talking about, which is with creating your characters, because I see bits of myself in Westland, especially the grumpy aspect. I feel for Caldwell, and Dane's kind of something, almost someone you can aspire to be like in a lot of ways. When you're creating these characters, is there a process? Does the character kind of create itself, or how does that work? What's your process with that?
So mostly it was they create themselves. Like I know Thane was one of the first main characters that I wrote up, and I knew his connections with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say too much.
Yeah.
But I knew his connections with everything, so I tried to really put myself into the characters themselves. So, like Thane, for instance, I can say this, he's over 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
And with that, you're not going to get the inexperience that you see in a lot of the younger people. So I try to put myself there like, okay, well, he would be proficient in this and this and this, and he would learn more from these experiences. Someone like Westland, okay, what were his experiences?
Mm-hmm.
What would his outlooks be to, the elves, the humans? And that's kind of my creation process for the characters.
Okay. And it makes sense because seeing how Westland was, like I did connect with him immediately, but then seeing more from where he came from and everything and what kind of shaped him, it just, made a lot more sense. So that was why I was interested. I feel like the character building is very well done in this book. And do you have a favorite character, and why is it Westland?
Favorite character? Honestly, like, they're all kind of even kill because I've spent so much time with them. Nearly a decade with these characters, so it's hard to pick one. I do find myself enjoying writing Westland's scenes more than the others.
Yeah.
But if there was one that I really enjoyed, was probably Bandon.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because I see his side in a lot of things, and I think his perspective is more in line with my personal self. So
gotcha. And just poor Caldwell. I mean,
no one likes him.
And as somebody as you are a new author, do you have any advice for anybody that may be wanting to get into writing a book, getting into writing books in general?
Certainly. Find something that you enjoy. Find a category that speaks to you, because if you try to write to trends, it's not going to work out well. Write a story for you first. Write something that you enjoy, and more than likely others are going to enjoy it as well. And don't push yourself, don't stress it. Sometimes I sit down and I'm writing just a few words a day. Maybe I just go back through and reread the chapters and make sure everything's in line. I don't actually put words on a page. It's a slow process, and accept it and enjoy it. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy that process.
And kind of completely going against what you just said, do you have the most important question for me is there an ETA on when we can expect the next book?
So I am officially just finished the fourth one a few days ago, after rereading and doing all that. The fourth chapter, not fourth book, fourth chapter.
I was going to say, whoa.
No, I don't know how long this was going to be. I do know it's going to be longer than the first one. And I do wish this was longer, but I was trying to hit 100,000 words and keep it under, because I'd always been told that this may be bad advice, but your first book shouldn't be exceedingly long.
Yeah.
Because most people are not going to pick it up and be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Just put down 300,000 words.
Yeah.
No. So it's kind of like a appetizer. But the next one, I would like for it to be finished by the end of next year.
Okay.
So that's kind of my goal. If I hit it, cool. If not,
I guess because on some of I'm putting this on multiple platforms. On some I can leave links, and some I can't. So how can they find and pick up your book?
Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Kindle. Any platform that sells a book, you can get it.
All right. And I think that's going to be it. So I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.